Joblo has a poll up on their website. I encourage you to go over there and vote in that. I haven't voted yet. So they're including all of the Planet of the Apes, including Tim Burton's and all the other ones. But I only want to rank the four newer ones and let you know where they sit. Because as I said, this Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I think, has to be one of the better ones out there. So, out of the top four, we got Rise, Dawn, War, and Kingdom. How would I rank them? Well, let's start off with the least one. And I think this one should come as no surprise. Let me just preface this by saying all four of the Planet of the Apes movies that we've gotten recently, they're all good. They're all outstanding. And I like how diverse they are in the change of tone. They feel like totally different kind of entities. But in the number four spot, I would say War of the Planet of the Apes. And I really like that movie. I like Bad Ape. And it was a thrilling conclusion to Caesar's story. I thought they wrapped up that very, very well. Woody Harrelson coming in as kind of like the human. And I liked how he was like struggling to not be like Koba. I like there's so much to like about this movie. It was breathtakingly beautiful. Well, I like all the Apes movies. So number four would be War of the Planet of the Apes. And Woody Harrelson was like, you hated him in this movie. And it got into some weird stuff about like humans not being good, right? And you sympathize with the apes once again. So number four is War of the Planet of the Apes for me. And then I guess number three, I know that this will be a bit of a shocker because it's also really good. And I just recently rewatched it. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is number three. 91% by critics, 88 by the people. This is the second movie, guys. This is the second movie with where Koba tries to break off and have war with the humans, right? But what I liked about it was like the duality. Well, Caesar had Koba going awry. The humans also had their version of a Koba that was going off and trying to start things, right? So it was very bittersweet towards the end, where you get teary-eyed thinking about it. It's like it's probably Jason Patrick's or Patrick, whatever his name is there, his best work. A lot of people like that duality of that, like them trying to have peace, right? To try to work together. Hey, we just want power for the dam. We just want to, why can't we? Jason Clark, sorry, Jason Clark. We just want to make this happen. And it was Kerry Russell too. Toby Kebbell was Koba. He took over for Koba. Matt Reeves directed this one, the guy who did the Batman. And you knew then it was going to be really well done. So it almost hurts me to say that it's the third best, for me at least. Because, and at the ending where it's like, we tried. We both tried and we both wanted it. And then, of course, it was it was hard for me to watch the scene where he goes into his old house and he sees the footage of James Franco, and he says that he was a good man. He obviously succumbed to the virus. So Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is my third pick. What is your picks so far, guys? Number two is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes for me. I just felt like it was so refreshing that they took it like, I was like, okay, are we just going to get a rinse and repeat? And no, it's not a rinse and repeat. They're doing something totally different with this. I like the kind of apocalypto kind of spin to it. And then a Proximus Caesar coming in. This takes place years after Caesar, right? And it introduces us to Noah here, who is a great character, I think, who grows. There's a great scene in it where one of the other apes sees a change in him, and she's just like, "You've changed." And you feel that because you, as the audience, grow with Noah throughout it. It's so incredibly well done, and it's another breathtaking movie to watch. Uh, Freya Allen as the human character in this, haunting performance, because you're like, is she good or is she bad? Do you trust her? Should we trust her based on War of the Planet of the Apes, right? She talks, but I thought that wasn't supposed to happen anymore. And I'll say one last thing here about Proximus Caesar. I got hints and tones of Kurtz from Apocalypse Now. So it was kind of like a mix-up of Apocalypse Now kind of thing, where you see Proximus come in and he's making these speeches and stuff like that, and trying to, build his own empire kind of thing. It's just rich, and it was kind of like a really good handoff Wes Ball did, picking up that ball, picking up the mantle from Matt Reeves, what he established with Dawn and War of the Planet of the Apes. So, the number one pick, guys, as you know, it should be obvious by now, is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And before you discount it and say, well, it had its problems, this is the movie that helped establish that this is not the same tone as those Burton pictures, right? As the Charlton Heston ones, right? This is the one where it's like, wait a minute. Wow, you're adding on a different flavor here. And there's the symbol, guys, the window symbol. Like, it's heartbreaking when you think about it, when you see it in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, because they don't know. They don't know what that symbol means. And it all comes back to this movie. And Koba's in here as well, guys, too. So I thought, like, Franco's character, he's trying to help people. He's trying to cure Alzheimer's, right? And it's a tragic tale, because in trying to help people, he ends up destroying people. And then, of course, we got the side, we bring in the story of Caesar, growing smarter, talking for the first time. I still get choked up when he gets left at the sanctuary, and this Andy Serkis's performance of him kind of like beating against the window, saying, "Please don't leave me here," kind of thing. There's so much emotional stuff in this movie that you forget it when you think about how good Dawn is. You forget it now when Kingdom is, but Rise of the Planet of the Apes started it, right, and had that emotional center to it, that I think it's my favorite one, but it's so hard because, as I said when I started this, all four of them are awesome. All four of them are so different in tone as well, and look at different aspects of how apes are integrating into their world now. It's just hard to pick, and maybe in another year I'll say, no, I still think that Dawn is better. No, but then that means Rise would be going down, and it's kind of like it's hard. It's hard to pick which one is the best. But that's how I would rank it. So let's go over to that Joblo thing here, and I'll vote. I'll vote in it, and I'll say, I will say Rise of the Planet of the Apes is the best. I know that some people would like to include that Tim Burton one, 43% by critics, 27% by the audience. That one was... What? No. Well, yeah, sorry. I'll vote. Let's see where we land. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is number one. Yeah. Now, and I can't argue with it. I recently rewatched it too. Like, there's so many good scenes between Jason Clarke and Caesar, and then to see kind of like the Koba and the other human guy that was being a butthead. I forget his name. Um, like, there's like a mirroring kind of parallel story of both sides, right? Um, and then to see how much Koba, like, he agreed with Koba, like, to see that eat away at him in, again, in War of the Planet of the Apes. It was just so well done. And then, okay, people put the original one there because I guess nostalgia reasons, right? Rise is number 3. So if we only took out the newer ones, what was Planet of the Apes 2001 is number 4. Well, so if we just took out the newer ones, Dawn would be number 1 for a lot of people. Then Rise, yeah. Then War of the Planet of Apes, really over Kingdom. Kingdom would be number 4. Let Kingdom sit a bit, though. That's the way I would say. Let Kingdom just sit and rest a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff going on with the Nova character, the human character, and there's a lot going on with what Proximus was doing, um, like his ideology, and that's where I was making that Apocalypse Now comparison. He understood a lot about what was going on. We just don't know exactly how much he understood. Like, sorry, spoiler alert. They're trying to get into a bunker, and I think Proximus knew what was inside there, um, and that's a little bit not too explored in it, um, but that's uh, what's left open for more exploration, right? Because there's going to be pockets of humans that would have been in bunkers just like in Fallout, right? They're waiting for their time to come back out, um, once they develop some kind of a cure to, or a resistance to, the simian flu. So there's a lot more to be explored into the Apes movies, guys. Where did you vote? How did you think about it? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domains. Okay, so that will be cut out and put up on the channel later on. Um, yeah. What are the other ones that were on the list here? Conquest, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Battle of the... Which one was it where they blew up the planet at the end? Where it just ends with that kind of uh, logo. A small green planet in the corner of the universe is now dead. It's like, what? Yeah, those the Heston version, like the 80s or 60s versions, they kind of went off the rails. And it doesn't feel like these ones are going off the rails, right? So like, these ones just seem to be adding to the tapestry of the richness of the world that they've created, and that's why I'm looking forward to them. All right, let's move on. What's opening up this weekend is Strangers Chapter 1.